but it's better to sound young than to look old. Every time I try to buy booze, cigarettes, or a gun, I always have to be accompanied by a white bearded man, which solves that problem, but opens doors for more questions. I'm actually in my mid-30s. Now, speaking about my mid-30s, dating is leaving me feeling like Forrest Gump. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get. You know, online dating is like social Darwinism, you know. You have this amazing opposable thumb to go swipe, swipe, swipe. And, you know, I just got out of a relationship, a long-term relationship of 5 years. And I thought I would be, like, you know, dating would be like being a tiger released from the zoo back into the wild. You know, when you're in the cage and you look out and you see fresh air, trees to climb, you know, other tigers to hang out with. In actuality, the jungle air smells like ass. The trees are used to hide from predators. And the tigers, they either want a side tiger, a kinky tiger, or a crypto tiger. So it makes me wonder, how fast do I have to go back to a zoo, and if it's possible for tigers to lock the doors from the inside? Now, if I were to take 5 words to describe my dating life, it would be a series of unfortunate events. I was dating a guy. He liked to buy toys by himself. And one time I was visiting, I found a bag labeled Tina's Toys. I looked in the bag and I found a vibrator, some rope, and a Hello Kitty stuffed animal. I asked him about it, and he said, "Hey, what's this?" And he said, "Oh, those are for the cat." And I looked at him and said, "Is there a Tinder for pets I didn't know about?" He also kept track of our sex life using pie charts, bar graphs, and line graphs. I helped out by keeping track of red flags. Speaking of red flags, did you know that premeditated ghosting is like premeditated murder, except without the blood? So basically, that's why revenge fantasies are so therapeutic, because you can act out all the revenge in your head and not get in trouble for it. You know, like keying their car, you know, egging their house, or even taking a wet shit in their lawn. Whereas in actuality, the true revenge is when they actually realize that the grass is greener on the other side. Now, speaking of which, I tried, you know, meeting a guy the old-fashioned way on a podcast. He was a trifecta, you know, single, Jewish, and ready for a relationship. In actuality, he was looking for the right gal to watch his 5 kids. Now, speaking of kids, my own mother has politely given up on me. You know, finding a husband and having kids on my own. She told me, quote unquote, "Tina, it's okay. Go to Asia, find a baby, bring the baby back, adopt the baby, and I'll accept the baby, as long as you tell it that their father's dead." And you know, that's the most loving and insulting thing a mother could ever tell their offspring. Which is why I hate going to large family events, because you take that and multiply it by 30. It's a nightmare. Now I'm going to leave you with this one. Okay. Everyone remember what it's like to be trapped during the pandemic? Right? No? No one? Remember? No one remembers? It's okay. It's like whiplash, you know? You know the idea of a big trap, you know, when the sex is so good you don't want to leave, or you know, baby trap when you get someone pregnant just so that they stay. Or even money trap, you know, when you're handcuffed together with a shared bank account. You know, worst of all is booby trapped. When a man wants to be with your boobs and doesn't want to leave. Now, this makes me wonder, what does it take to go back to a zoo? It doesn't even have to be a fancy zoo. It could be a 2-star zoo, as long as there's food, water, and Hello Kitty. That's my time. Thank you. I'm Tina Cruz. Now back to our host.